Let's talk to my next guest on the show now. I'd say a little bit extraordinary, extraordinary. Yeah, because he's been to Calais, Germany, Lesbos, and more recently Cumbria, where he has collected aid for and delivered to. His name is Naeem Brisco. He's from the Evington area here in Leicester. He runs his own web and graphics company, but charity work, it seems, is a bit of a passion for him. Well, last Sunday, he spent the day in Cumbria helping people repair their homes, and he delivered aid to the area. Well, he joins me on the programme to tell us a little bit more about what inspires him, really. Thank you for joining me on the show, Naeem. Thanks for coming on. How did all of this begin?
First of all, thank you, Rupal, for having me on the show. It all began, it all started from helping a homeless man. There was a homeless man on Evington Road in Leicester, and he's in an Asian area, and a lot of Muslim people in the community were helping him and offering him food and giving him blankets. It came to a stage where some community officers were trying to move him on, and we were happy him being there, so we tried to keep him there and help him. I did a video, and that video went viral. It went all over. It went all the way to the States, all around the world. All of a sudden, my Facebook went crazy, and I started getting all these followers coming from everywhere. And I thought, look, I've got these followers. I need to do something proactive with this now. So what I did, I went homeless for the night. 2 weeks later, promoted it. I went homeless the night, raised about £6,000 to £7,000, and we housed a lot.
How much?
£6,000 to £7,000.
Wow.
We raised. And with that money, we housed some homeless people. We housed them. We worked with the local authorities and the police. And we housed some homeless people. So that's where it started from. And then from there, I thought, I actually really felt good. Inside I felt really good helping somebody and seeing somebody smile, and, seeing him upset initially and seeing him happy after. I felt really happy doing that. So I thought, other projects came in like Calais, and I stepped up on that project as well. But the funny thing with Calais is, to be honest with you, is that my son was born sort of like 2 weeks before I left, and a lot of viewers, a lot of listeners out there probably think, how could he leave his child? Well, it was the case where I sat on dinner table. I seen a video of an image of that young Syrian kid who passed away on the shore. Yeah. That really hurt me and upset me, especially having my own child at the time. So I sat on the dinner table, and my wife was there, my children were there, and I remember we had some rice and chicken, and out of the blue I said to my wife, I'm going to go Calais. And everyone looked at me thinking, okay, he's on one again. The good thing is with me, my wife is very supportive. So if Aisha's listening there, thank you for all your support. I think without her support, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So I went to Calais, and it just excelled from there.
Gosh, so since that you've helped people in lots of different places. Well, I mean, what's the one that sticks out in your mind?
The most, Calais to me, looking back now, was an easy one. It was quite difficult when I was there, driving to Hungary and Croatia and Austria and places like that was quite stressful and emotional, seeing the crisis there. But the biggest one and the most emotional one for me is actually going to the Greek island of Lesbos. Just to the listeners out there, just to educate them about Lesbos, it's a small island off Greece, about 11 hours to catch a boat just to go there. And it's very, very close to the Turkey border as well, near the shores. So what happens, a lot of the Syrian refugees go onto these small makeshift dinghies, they call it. They're made for 10 people to fit on, but they have about 70, 80 people on there. So what happens as they come in towards Greece, the Lesbos island, a lot of them capsize, a lot of them overturn. And it's very, very frightening. So when I seen a lot of these children and women coming off these boats, and remember they've been on there for hours and they're cramped up and the circulation of blood is not moving very well, so they've kind of like, their hands are kind of cramped as well. It was the most emotional thing I've ever seen in my life. I can still hear screams today of children, mothers, and fathers. It's very, very emotional. But with this type of work, you got to be positive. I can be negative and I can be upset, but I had to step up the game. You get this adrenaline inside you, and you think, I've got to do something. And then what we did is just assist them with warm clothing, assist them with food, assist them with the essentials for them to carry on with their journey. One thing we do is when we help people, and I say we because it's not just me. There's a lot of people out there that help. When we help people, we don't look at where they're from. We don't look at their religion. We don't look at their back. We don't ask him, are you Muslim, are you Christian? No, we help anybody who needs help. A prime example is Cumbria. Cumbria, crazy floods. I mean, you've heard it yourself. You're in the media. Very, very, very bad floods.
You were there this weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there this weekend. Very, very bad floods. And beautiful people, the people of Cumbria. If you're listening, I don't know if they hear this online, amazing people. Let me tell you, they made me some nice Christmas dinner, pre-Christmas dinner.
So what sort of help were you offering them, though?
Basically, we offered them aid, so we filled up a van full of water, essentials like tin food, cleaning stuff, clean detergents, because obviously it's hard for them to get to the stores to buy things. And also took some tools with us to help them and work with the army there, the local army who are working them, in order to help them get rid of all the floods that are there.
It's pretty incredible. Completely different from sort of helping refugees, going to Cumbria. But you kind of touched upon your faith a little bit, and you talked about being Muslim, and you don't look at other people's faiths and religions and whatever. You just go out there because you want to help somebody. Did you get a sort of reaction from other people when if they found out that you were Muslim? Did you get was there any kind of like shock? Was there kind of that?
Very, very good question. And the answer to that was when I went to Cumbria, a lot of the local people living there were quite surprised with the amount of Muslims that went down to help. I mean, I remember one lady, I won't mention her name, she gave me a name, we still keep in contact, and she cried. She looked at me and she cried, and she goes, I've never felt so touched in my life. I didn't imagine, and one thing she said to me, and I know you're in the media, so I'm not bad-mouthing any media, she goes, I'm just surprised what the media and how they portray the Muslims, and actually I can't see anybody else here but Muslims helping. There was a bit of a post here and there, on Facebook, a lot of hype about the Muslims going out, but it's all positive. I mean, bottom line is, I'm not a religious person. I'm not, I pray my 5 times prayer. I'm not one to preach, but helping someone in need, I mean, that's a must for all of us, regardless of religion. If someone needs help, we need to help them. This is it's humanity. It's being humanity. It's humanity in crisis.
Are you going to carry on doing this?
Of course, it ain't gonna stop. This is, I went to the gym today, and my local gym owner says to me, "You've just come back from Cumbria and you're on the treadmill running," and she mentioned to me, she goes, "You're just always at it. What makes you? What gives you the drive?" And I'll be honest with you, and I'll be honest to the listeners out there, because it's all about being honest. About 7-8 years ago, I went through a very bitter breakup, and I lost a lot of things in that breakup, my children and the situation. I made a promise to God. I asked God, I made prayer, and I said to God, look, help me out. I need to get myself back on my feet, and if you help me out, I will give back to the community. And that's my drive, and I will not stop. I will continue and continue and continue as long as God gives me the energy and the energy to do this. And also, I've got to thank my wife. I mean, come on, you're a lady. You tell me. Your husband's off every couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy.
Especially just having a baby boy as well.
Absolutely. Look, Naeem, it's been lovely meeting you. Great story, great inspiration. Thank you for joining me on the show this afternoon. Naeem Brisco from Evington there, who, just decided that he wants to make a difference and help other people. If you had something to say to, just before you go, if you had something to say to, somebody like me, perhaps, because, all good intentions never actually physically get to do it, what would you say to me?
I'll say to you, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And once you do it once, it becomes an addiction. You can't stop. And I just want to give a small shout out to a few of the locals who are doing a lot of work. This, it's all about Naeem Brisco, but there's a lot of other people, that are there as well. There's a brother called Jedzi, his name's Arif. Yeah, he set up a homeless page called Help the Homeless. He's out every other day handing clothes out to the homeless people locally. There's a lady, 2 sisters, two girls, Ruxana and Syra. They go into refugees, people with, in a bad housing situation. They go and paint their houses and put the carpets and raise money for them. There's also a guy called MG who's out every Wednesday in the market feeding the homeless. So this is not about faith. This is about one thing: working together. And together we can all make a difference. And with sincere intention will always come great reward. Thank you for having me on the show.
No, good talking to you on the programme.